I'm trying this again. I'm trying to see if Lisa Fry with My Mystical Life, I am trying to work out bugs in a technical issue that I'm having with Restream. So if you're seeing this from My Mystical Life on Facebook, please comment that that's where you're seeing this from, because I'm trying to figure this out. And not always the easiest thing. Maybe on My Mystical Life on Facebook. We'll see. So what are we doing? We are just chatting about clairs today. That's what we're going to be talking about, is what people's clairs are. I'm waiting to see comments pop up over here. And I am tinkering with this thingy. There we go. I'm tinkering with this particular new format because, okay, there's Teresa sees it from YouTube. Teresa's on it, man. So I think I should be able to see people from Facebook on My Mystical Life. It won't share to it won't let me see the chat from Lisa Fry, Facebook's Lisa Fry. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if that pops up and comes back to where I can actually see. So I might have to pop over here and see if I'm missing something. So don't be hating on me, guys. I'm trying to figure it out. Not that anybody would be hating on me anyways. Okay, let me scroll down. Okay, I see 2 people have said hi from Facebook. There we are. Yay, awesome. You know, guys, every time we try to do something different with this whole technology thing, it throws me for a loop sometimes. So just, bear with me, but I can actually see everybody from Facebook on My Mystical Life. I obviously cannot share from my personal page while doing this, which stinks, but it does hit Periscope, YouTube, and it has to go from My Mystical Life. So I will go to my personal page and say, hey, you guys will find me on My Mystical Life. Oh, actually, I'll just share it to share. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Honestly. So bear with me for a second. I am just trying to share this over to, I don't know where I'm trying to do. Now it wants me to do a share party. I don't want to do a share party. What? So confused. Okay, there we go. It's shared to my timeline. Okay, so now let's talk about clairs. That's what we're going to be doing. I was on a little bit earlier, but I didn't have everybody on because I couldn't see the Facebook people. And there were so many people commenting on Facebook. I felt really bad because after I got off here, I went, oh shit, look at all the people I missed. And if people think I'm forgetting or not commenting, when I just didn't see everybody. So we're going to talk about what people's clairs are. We're also going to do a little bit of mediumship today. I'm working on trance mediumship, which won't be done today, but it is something I'm practicing. And it's so funny because my guides for like 6 months have been working with me on wanting me and pushing me to be doing this healing session where I talk people through me walking in through their energy, doing a shamanic healing. And the more I'm in this class, the more I realize that that's trance. It's trance mediumship or trance healing session. So my guides have already been pushing me out to do it, and I am going to be doing that here shortly. And I keep talking about it, and it's just a thing. It's just a thing, you guys. Anyhow, I hope everybody's safe in the storms that have been going up into the northeast. They have been very devastating. If they're coming your way, please make sure you batten down the hatches. I know that they're going through Michigan at the moment, Ohio and Michigan. Please make sure that you're taking care of yourself and having your basement available, your storm shelter. It's been a rough day for some friends, and it's been a rough day. Okay. So I'm making sure I can still see everything. Yay, we have that. That's great. Okay. So let me share out just a little bit. Sharing is caring, and we all like to do that. And it is kind of, what time is it there? It is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock Eastern? Is it 9? Wait. 7 or 8? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so many time zones away, I don't even pay attention anymore. It's ridiculous. And not that I'm complaining at all, because the ability to travel like this is fantastic, and I can't wait till I get to start taping my pre-recorded classes out on the beach, because that's going to be a definite thing. But I do get a little bit confused when it comes to where the heck I am time-wise. So we're going to be posting a little bit, and I think what I'm going to do today is do a, I didn't set it up, so I'm not going to do it. I should set up in advance. I was going to say I would go back to the whoever shares the most in a day gets a free 10-minute reading, but I just have not set it up. So here I am just tinkering around trying to share. Isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Okay, one more. Just one more. Just one more. Let's go with that one. Okay. All right. Not that I'm complaining. All right, guys. It is 11 a.m. On the June the 11th. Oh, you're already into the next day. Where are you, Kim White? You're already into the next day. You're enjoying the robust breeze in Virginia Beach. 7 for Linda. She's in the Eastern time zone. I do know that. I from New Zealand. She's in New Zealand. Okay. All right, guys. So let's do, this is a really neat little, because I like the other platform that I was on, because I like the little 50s retro thing that was around it. But what I found is people were having a very difficult time getting on screen with me. So I do like that option. I like being able to offer that option for people to be able to get online. I think that's a lot of fun. So that is available on here as well. We will be putting that up. And where are we? Here's where I am. That's me. Hi, Lisa Fry, My Mystical Life. Please like, follow, share. I appreciate it. We have some new free weekly classes that are starting. If you're not part of that group, please go to on Facebook. It's not original. I swear it's just not original. Weekly Intuitive Class is the name of the Facebook group. Weekly Intuitive Class. It's not original, but it's mine. And if you go there, we already have a year's worth of videos already taped of just basics, just the basics to get your feet underneath you when you're working intuitively. You can always click on the video link and see that. Somebody's giving me a dry throat. And we have some new ones that are going to be coming up. Now, next Tuesday, though, starts the 3-month Late Bloomers Intuitive Development class. That is a 3-month class, and at the end of that, all of our students were reading other people quite proficiently and doing a great job. So that class starts on next Tuesday, June 16th at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can find that at My Mystical Life. Where you can find all of my stuff is at My Mystical Life. Okay, so let's move on, and we are going to start doing we're going to talk about clairs. So I want to talk about clairs today because there are so many people that you've been researching your clair, have you, Teresa? There are so many people that are walking through life, and especially right now, not realizing that they're getting hit by this tidal wave of emotion. And it really is a tidal wave. When this comes crashing against people and they don't realize, Eastern Connecticut, hey, Trisha Walker, that they are right in the way, they get swamped, they get depressed, they get angry. Anger is so rampant right now, guys. That was a hard word today. But think about it. You shut in, you're quarantined, you feel put away from other people, you're anxious anyways. And then all of a sudden there's a new thing to be upset about, which is valid, by the way, because I'm not belittling it at all, but the after effects of this has moved on from putting the blame on somebody that did something horrible to almost everybody feels blamed. And it's because we're riding this wave of emotion. And when we are intuitive and we don't take care of our energy, this is what happens. Now, that being said, you look at a lot of people that are spiritual and they can sit back and go, holy cow, is that mine or is that not my energy? And separate themselves from that. They're much further ahead than somebody that's just running with the bulls out there and having a heyday, because they don't realize that they're following a wave of emotion. So when we're working spiritually and we can understand what our clairs are, and a lot of people are empaths and don't realize it. Oh my goodness, an empath is gonna have a hard time during this. A hard time. Even aware empaths, by the way, people that are aware of what is going on energetically, we find ourselves shut down. We find ourselves huddled in the house with no television on, hopefully, because listening to that, hi Carol, listening to the news, I don't care what channel you're on, and there ain't nobody telling the truth, okay? They're all giving the rhetoric that they're told to give. And if you look at the way you know that is, there is no Walter Cronkite anymore, you guys. That day's gone. You don't just get the news, you get talking points and talking heads on every single channel. You don't have one person sitting there and going, this is exactly what happened, take from it what you need. You have talking heads. So it makes it very difficult because people that are swayed by this emotion are following that wave. So really what it is you find people that have large viewership, they're going to be more reactive than the people that have less viewership. And then you have, it's insane is what it is. But it is so affecting us on a spiritual level that it just isn't funny. Just isn't funny. I'm watching spiritual people. I'm watching spiritual people online slamming the shit out of other people, being hateful and nasty. If you don't believe my way, you're wrong. And I'm here to say, I love everybody for everybody. It is, I don't care what your view is. Your view is where you are in your life because of your perspective of how you've had things happen in your life. And mine is mine. Don't go out and judge people because they have a different opinion than you. Everybody has a different opinion. Everybody has different experiences. That's what makes us unique. But pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Even spiritual people are saying, this is the only way to do it. There is no one way. There is no one way. So open your eyes. Hopefully you're already open and you're paying attention and deciphering whether what your reaction is to something is valid based on, is the facts valid? Sadly, we have no idea, no way of knowing, but the other thing is make sure that if you're following somebody online and they say, and I can't even say anything controversial. I just can't. And I try not to. But if someone on here online says, this is my way, it needs to be your way, or you're wrong, I look at this the same way I look at a spiritual teacher. If a spiritual teacher were to tell me that, I would say, you're not my teacher. You're not the teacher for me. You're seeing between these lines when there's a whole world to see. It's a world of viewpoints. So make sure you're viewing the world, not between the lines. It's sad right now. That's my talking point for the day. No, not really. It's so sad to see what's happening. So sad. Okay, so let's stop talking about the rhetoric and the depressing stuff that's going on, and we're going to start with mediumship today. So if everybody could share one time, that'd be fabulous. I would absolutely appreciate it. As you can tell, actually, I'm sitting inside today. I want to be outside on the porch, but I am in quarantine, so I'm told I'm not allowed to do that. So I'm going to sit inside and just do my work inside today. But I can assure you that I can look out the door and see palm trees, and it's beautiful. So, okay. So we're going to do... trying to decide where to start because I sat... yes, I'm in Hawaii. I'm in Hawaii. I'm listening. 1 second. Okay. So I mentioned I'm doing this, taking this class on trance mediumship, and I'm not ready to do it online yet. I'm not there yet. I've need to talk to my teacher a little bit more because I feel it. I know it's there, and I've known it's there for quite a while. I've actually had experiences with it in the past, but as I'm sitting here trying to do regular mediumship, I have that trance feeling coming in, and I'm like, no, I'm not ready to do that. I'm not ready to do that. And I can tell you that when I start to do the trance mediumship, that I will be bringing across extraterrestrial. I will be bringing across part of the collective named Ashtar. He is somebody, and as I'm talking about it, he's like, let's do this. And I'm like, let's not. So it is somebody that has come across. I have my guide, and then I have the person that the energy that I'll be bringing across. I can't wait to do it, but I need to be more comfortable. I need to be more comfortable, and it is going to be quite interesting because I have no idea what he has to say at this point. I just know that he's kind of pushing to talk, and it is not yet. So that's another thing, you guys. We don't always have to do, we don't have to just jump in head first all the time and everything. Okay, but we are going to do mediumship, and we're going to just kind of, oh gosh, she's pushy. Okay, hold on. No, that's not my head spinning around either. Oh, she's got jokes. Oh, too much alone time today. I'm sorry. And I spilled soda all over me. Dang it. Oh, how does this go? So what we're doing is mediumship. What this does is, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, where did it go? Huh, I put it in there and it's gone. If you have no idea who I am talking about, or if it doesn't ring with you at all, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to say anything, okay? There's no problem with that. Huh, wonder what, oh, there we go. So that's what we're doing right now. If it's somebody that sounds familiar to you, yes, no, and I don't know. I don't want to know any other information. If you tell me more information, then I feel like I'm cheating, and I don't like that, and I will pull back from that because I always want to be very, very authentic. This is me. There is no fake here. I will show you all of my mistakes, all of my mess ups, all of my blunders. It's because, shit, this is all part of it. And when it comes to mediumship, I don't want to feel led into anything. That's why, and with my readings, I love reading for somebody for the first time because I know nothing. And then, of course, I forget, so I don't know it again anyways. But anyways, so yes, no, I don't know. If you don't know this person, if it doesn't sound familiar to you, don't worry about commenting at all. Just sit back and enjoy the fact somebody else is getting a message, okay? That's awesome. Isn't that wonderful that somebody has a loved one coming across to give them a message? So that's great. Please don't jump on people that come into the feed late. If they don't know that we're doing mediumship, then they have... I see. There's my husband. Hi, husband. So just make sure that they know we're doing mediumship, and it's okay. All right, it's okay. So that's how we go about doing this. And as we count down and get the numbers lower as to who we're talking to, then that's at the end. I give that person a message from their loved one. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm trying to figure out if they're giving me an accurate time frame. I have somebody, I have a male energy, okay, that is coming across, and I keep hearing a ball bouncing. I keep hearing a basketball bouncing. Um, Astar's come to you, Kathy. I just love his energy. I've been with the Galactic Council before. I've talked to them before, but this is going to be very channeling and medium, transmediumship. Okay, so I have this gentleman come across. He's not very old, but it's kind of like he's showing me old pictures of shooting a basket. Old pictures, old black and white pictures of him shooting a basket. So he's standing on the free throw line, actually, and I can see him shooting a basket. But I hear that basketball. I hear that basketball in the background. Tall and thin guy. He gives me an older age that he passed away. I actually get the number 68. Now, what I discovered yesterday when I was doing this was I gave a number thinking that that was that person's age, and come to find out it didn't actually match that person's age, but it was validating for the person that I was talking to because it was the age that was relevant to them when that person passed away. So I'm getting the number 68 with this older person that has a black and white photo somewhere in their stuff of them doing a free throw. I actually see him standing at the free throw line throwing. So basketball, he would have liked basketball. He loved watching basketball on television and would have had definitely a favorite team. I feel like it would be like blue. There's some blue involved here. Does this mean anything to anybody? Can anybody take this? Can anybody take this? Trisha Walker can take this. Let me see if I can get a way of passing. Um, so the image I get here, or the feeling I get when I ask about passing, is kind of like abdominal, gut area. I just get a like a flaring of heat in the gut. Can you take that, Trisha? If I was to be reading, no, I'm not going to do that. And I hear the word Ford. I know there's a lag, so you guys just patience, because there's a lag between me asking and them being able to get the typing across. And then I get this pain in my chest, like I can't breathe. Okay. Okay. So I also want to talk about near death, near misses with him. Can you validate near misses where he felt like maybe he didn't vocalize it as much, but there were moments where he should have like not have been around as long as he was, but it felt like he had a guardian angel around him, or maybe he felt like somebody that was passed away was watching over him. Can you validate that? The GI issues to me, I was going to say that if I'm scanning an animal, if I'm scanning an animal doing animal communication, which I don't have listed on my page, you guys, so now you know something else I do, that comes across as ulcers and digestive issues. Doing that. It's really weird because Super Quiet Guy could have died behind the wheel of an 18. Father-in-law that passed that way. It's different doing mediumship today because I've really been practicing this trance mediumship, and it wants to come off differently. Yes, thank goodness he was not behind the wheel. My father-in-law passed that way behind the wheel and was carrying the mail and went into traffic across the divided highway and then brought a semi back over and went over the side of a bridge. So it's very, it's scary when you have somebody in that type of situation that could have passed that way. So I'm supposed to talk to you about, I'm supposed to tell you about the light. I hope that this makes sense to you, because he's talking about the shine and the light and the guidance that he had maybe felt. Maybe he didn't talk about it. I don't know. But he talks to me about this feeling of protection that he walked around with, almost as if someone that he had loved was walking with him, or he would feel their presence along the way. Almost as if, you know, when you get in the car and you smell somebody's cigarette smoke, or you smell grandma's brownies or something like that. But he's talking about the light and how beautiful the colors are. And I don't know if you hear things in the house or something auditory like that, but he's giving me auditory. He's talking about, I don't know if you feel like you might be having an internal conversation with him, or if you hear something move in the house, or you just have that presence. He's talking about that presence, and just know that that is a thing, that's a valid thing that he is bringing across for you, so that you know you're not like just imagining things. And that's kind of what he wants you to know, that yes, it's valid, but that the lights there are beautiful. He's talking about the kaleidoscopes of light when he actually transitioned over, and I've not had anybody talk about this yet, so I'm going to follow this vein. I hope you don't mind. He's talking about the steps. Okay, this is really cool, you guys. We're just going to go with this because he's actually describing to me walking up these steps that look like marble, and just really, really incredible light that he was following. And it's like this kaleidoscope of light, and every step he took would get brighter and brighter and brighter. And there's always the option when somebody passes away to be able to come back and comfort loved ones. And that's not just relegated to the first 2 weeks, because time is really a factor for us. But that is when they're most prominent, is in that first couple weeks. And then they come back and they check periodically all you have to do is think and they're there. Isn't that amazing? All you have to do is think and they're there. But he's talking about this beautiful, brilliant white light, and at the top of his steps, I don't know why he's giving me the visual, but he's giving me a visual, and I think it's really cool. At the top of his steps is a flat platform with a bunch of people congregated around waiting for him. So he's talking about what he's showing me. Actually, I already know what it is. It's soul family that are there, and people that come to greet, and then they go back and they do their own thing, and then he has to go through his healing session. But he's met by a guide, and it's somebody that both you and him would be familiar with, that that you've had in different past lives together. I almost want to say this is a small child as well. So I hope this helps. I haven't had anybody to describe their passing like that. So that was really, really quite amazing. He has a quiet energy. Okay. All right, moving on. So let's move on, you guys. Let's see. Let's talk about clairs. Who would like to know what their clairs are? Because that's really kind of what we're talking about today is, what is it that you feel most pulled towards when it comes to a clair? So I'm going to describe a few clairs, and let's move forward from there and see what kind of connection you feel with those. So let's talk about, I'm glad it helps. I'm so glad it helps. So let's talk a little bit about clairvoyance. I so wish he did respond to your Reiki work. Good. Oh, let's go here. When we're born, we have this inalienable, it's just an innate, it's through nature. We have taught it out of our children, basically. We've taught our children over time that the link is gone. The link is gone. But we are here, and we have this link, you guys, whether it be through clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentient, clairalience, clairgustance, however it is. And there's a sixth clair, which I think is hysterical, and what's clairdelusional. We'll talk about that one too. I'm glad you're very welcome, Trisha. You're very, very welcome. So let's start, and we're going to talk a little bit about each of the clairs really briefly, and then I'm going to start talking to you individually, as many as I can, to let you know what your clairs are. Now, I have, when I first started this, I was very, very frustrated, but I sat with a lady for several hours, and I bugged the hell out of her. Like, what am I going to do? What are my things, you know? And she couldn't tell me. So I just assumed that as time went on, that nobody could tell you what your clair was. And I have seen other people say, well, you have no idea nobody can tell you what your clair is. You have to discover it. Well, yes, you do have to discover it. But as time has gone on, I have discovered for myself that one of the things that my guides like to let people know is what their clair is. And it's through subtleties that I pick up on my own person. So it's a claircognizant thing where you actually have a sensation that goes with it to let you know what your clair is. And what a leg up, you guys. What a leg up. Because then you can go, oh, let's focus on this, see if this feels right, and then work forward from there. Now, just because I tell you that one thing is your clair doesn't mean don't work on the other ones, because we can flex those muscles just like going to the gym and increase our abilities. What I am going to say is, if I don't ever want to hear anybody say, what's my power? What's my superpower? I've heard this. It drives me batshit crazy. We are all exceptional. There is no one person that is more exceptional than another. There is no one thing without practice that one person can't do that another person can't do. We just have to raise our vibration and make it happen. So there is no superpowers. Sorry. If I could do that whole Wonder Woman thing where I had that like size 5 body and turned out into Wonder Woman, it happened, but it ain't gonna. It just isn't gonna. This body is never gonna see a 5. I don't think it's seen a 5 ever. So, all right. Let's go on with it. Clairvoyance. Clairvoyance does not work like the movie Medium. I'm so sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry that it doesn't, because I was really in love with that program. And actually, I didn't start this until after Medium was over, and the program Medium. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be so cool. I'm going to have people talking to me over here. It's going to be great. Well, what I didn't realize is it just doesn't do that. With clairvoyance, you're going to get a flash of an image. I don't want you to think you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, oh, wow, neat movie. No, that's not how this works. A lot of times when you see people working, they'll look off to the side. And why is that? Because I'm going to ask you guys, what is it that allows our clairvoyance to work? Any of our clairs, what is the one thing that we can't do this without? I bet somebody on here knows the answer, because it's that important. And if you're looking off into the distance over here and you're trying to visualize, then you are working on bringing in an image. So when we are working on our intuition, we are always, always, always working with our imagination. And the one thing that people undercut themselves with is, I don't do this. I can't do that. I can't. I don't see anything. All of that imagination. Carol got it. 99.9% of our intuition is our imagination, because our imagination works off of experiences from this lifetime and past lifetimes, and it soaks it all in. So that is what we use. And all of our experiences are what help our gut instincts really function really well, because they go, okay, I've been here before. I know, and my guides know, and their experiences and my experiences and everything all crammed together. And all of a sudden you make it a flash of an image and you go, oh, and it may be a flash. It may feel like a lightning strike, you guys, and then it's gone. Don't expect like the television to come on in your head. It doesn't do that. Not only does it not last, but you may only get an impression. You may only feel like you saw something. That's totally valid and fine too. That's also part of clairvoyance. So don't discount anything. And the more you start to journal these things and write these things down, the more they're gonna happen. So make sure you pay attention. I see like Lisa Phillips says, I see like a cartoon bubble and get a feeling to fill it. Oh, that's awesome. It is the strangest thing. You know what? Everything that we do can be started with, I know it sounds crazy, but. And I started my first 2 years of this with that. And then it slowly fell away because it wasn't crazy anymore. I talked to aliens. What? 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 Do you think I'm the normal one in the family? You'd be surprised. I am. So anyhow, clairaudient. So when I know somebody is getting I'll just give you an idea. When I know somebody is clairvoyant, I get a pressure, like my eyes have pressure right here. So it's like somebody is pressing me right here to say, this person is clairvoyant. This is what that sensation is. It took me a while to figure that out. So the next one we're going to talk about is clairaudient. Clairaudient, I get a pressure right here under my ears. It's like somebody is standing there and doing this. And they let me know this when it's important for that person to move forward on their progress. And that is when I bring that information out. So I get this feeling here and my ears feel heavy. I don't know how else to explain it. Clairaudience is very much the same way as clairvoyance. It is an impression of a sound. It is an impression of conversation. But the other way you can do that is you can hear yourself talk to yourself. And a lot of people don't realize that you have to pay attention to the pronouns. If you are going to call yourself I and me, all right, talk to yourself all day long. Don't worry about that. If you're going to say you and we, then who does that? So you have somebody else talking to you and having a dialogue with you. So pay attention to what they're saying at that point. That's also very, very valid clairaudient. So just know that it's a flash of a sound. It's a flash of just instant knowing that somebody said something. Now, yesterday I had a very, very unique experience, and I was sitting in a meditation working on transmediumship, and my guide, Michelle, I could hear her. I heard her out loud go, "Can you hear me?" Scared the living piss out of me, okay? Because it's very, very rare to hear it audibly outside. Now, when you first start on your spiritual journey, I know you guys, this is probably not what you expected today, and I'm sorry. But it's what my guys were talking about. Hi, Laura. Yeah, so it isn't multiple personalities. No, people get labeled that way because of things like this. They really, really do. So talking to yourself is fine. So when we hear something external, it's very common when you first start on your spiritual journey to be laying in bed, sleeping, and hear someone call your name or call across the room. And that's very normal when you're first starting because your energy is doing this. It's trying to find its even keel. But as you start to progress, it becomes more settled in because your guides want to be able to conversate with you in a way that you're going to understand, that they're always going to come to you in the way you can understand. Okay. So clairaudience, I love it, but she did scare me yesterday. I have a video. It's because I was in a class and I have to watch the video because I had to have jumped a little bit because it was in my ear. It was like right here. She was standing next to me. Can you hear me? And I was, oh shit. Yes, I can. So anyhow, let's move on to now those are the two of the more prevalent clairs. They really are the ones everybody's like, they're the major ones everybody wants. Let's move on to empathic, which is also called clairsentient. And clairsentient is somebody that feels emotion. Who the hell is having a problem with this right now? Quarantine was rough, you guys. The last week and a half have been worse. So when we are dealing with other people's emotions, here's a prime example. You're sitting in an office room full of people. Everybody's having a great morning. And then Joe Blow walks in, and Joe Blow had a car accident on the way in. He spilled coffee all over himself. He's pissy. He's nasty. And he comes in, and you think it's because he's nasty to you guys that you are picking up and turning all grouchy. Everybody in the office, the mood changes. And you can feel it. This is clairsentience. This is empathic. Okay? So what happens is you're actually feeling that energy. It comes off him in waves, and you're absorbing it, and you're going, oh shit, he's had a bad morning. Oh God. And all of a sudden he's feeling a little bit better over in the corner because everybody in the room has already taken his shit away from him, and you're feeling like crap. You feel like you spilled coffee on yourself. So that is really, really prevalent. And a lot of people are labeled. Now, this is where I say, medication has its place. You guys never, ever, ever take my advice over anything else when it comes to the doctor, because I am not a physician. I didn't go to school that long. But a lot of people are labeled different psychoses or whatever issues because they are up and down all the time. Okay. So this is something that helps with that, to realize what's yours and what's not yours. But this empathic is also that clairsentient, and that's that awareness of other people's emotions. And just knowing things as well, just having answers come to you, and which is a really useful thing to have. So who feels like they're clairsentient? I know a lot of you probably are like, so let's talk next about claircognizance. Claircognizance is, a lot of healers will feel this as they're working. We just finished a Reiki level 2 class. So I know that those Reiki level 2 people are practicing and probably experiencing this. And this is really where grounding comes in. When you're working on somebody, you want to make sure you are grounding your crap out, because we can manifest other people's illness within us with everything that we do. Okay. So you always want to take care of yourself spiritually. If you're not, talk to me. Go to My Mystical Life, sign up for the 3-month class. It's 1 night a week, you guys, and it is totally worth it. You will be reading at the end of 3 months for complete strangers. It's a lot of fun. Anyhow. With the claircognizance, you can be working on somebody or in somebody else's energetic field, and you can actually start to feel their physical discomfort. You'll hear me talk about somebody and I'll go, oh my gosh, I really feel like you have a sinus infection coming on. And it's because I will feel the pressure that I get when I know I have a sinus infection. So I will feel the physical discomfort that somebody has as they are going to be getting sick. Or I will say, make sure you're taking some vitamin C. And I can't tell you how many times I've received messages that people are like, oh my gosh, I started a sinus infection the next day, or I got a cold the next day, and so this is part of that claircognizance, but it really can be quite profound. Just as an example, doing mediumship work, you can feel the burning in the gut, and the pain in the chest. Okay. The shortness of breath that goes with that. These are parts of claircognizant. Carol says, what if I feel people's pain and emotions even from a distance? How can I stop the pain or anxiety? Ground, center, and protect. It is a distance. You don't have to be right next to them. I can feel people's stuff from here to there. You guys, there is time. This distance is an illusion. Okay. It is, energy is limitless. It cannot be created or destroyed, always has been, always will be, and can go across wherever. So when we're doing this kind of work, that's why we can work with a photograph or we can work over the internet. Ground, center, and protect is always, always important. Sage, crystals, essential oils. I see Rachel saying salt baths, stuff like that. Absolutely. Walk outside in your bare feet. Absolutely. Okay. So who feels like they're claircognizant? You find people that are clairdynamic, you guys, that are go across the board, and it can get overwhelming. But once you learn to process this into little spots, then you step back and you can process a little bit better. So that's okay. It's all right. Don't be overwhelmed if you can go, I can check all these boxes. So let's talk about a couple of my favorites. Actually, well, okay, one of my favorites, and then the other one is my least favorite. I've had it happen several times. Not a fan, but we'll go into that one last. But then there's another one that's really kind of funny. So you clear aliens, okay? I love this one because who doesn't want to know that loved ones are with you by having a wonderful memory? And our sense of smell is the closest link we have to create a memory, to bring back a memory. And the reason I love this is, first of all, it's because the first time I heard about it was when we discovered that it was my husband's. It's one of his, and he is able to smell angels. He smells angels. And how amazing is that? How amazing is that? And I get this one. When I get this one, I get this right. I get this like a sensation right here. This is my eye. This is my Metatrons in the house, and this is where I pressure on either side of my nose is I know somebody is clear alien, and they can detect angels and past loved ones that have a specific smell that they're trying to push across to give a memory. So if you're doing a reading, and you smell something, don't discount it because it could mean something to somebody. Okay, clairgustance. Not a favorite. Not my favorite. I have used it before. I don't care for it. And it is a sense of taste. Usually this will be accompanied by clair aliens. Very rarely do you find people that are just clair alien or clairgustance. They have these other clairs first and foremost. These are secondary clairs. And I'm talking a long time, you guys. I'm so sorry. But this clairgustance actually comes with the taste. I taste like feet and nasty food, and it's just not my favorite clair. It's just disgusting. But if that's how they need to get things across, I've tasted chili before and go, my gosh, that tastes like chili. And someone will go, oh my gosh, they cooked chili all the time. They would compete in chili cook-offs. And so it does have its place, but it's not my favorite. And then this is my favorite one. I've never heard of this one before until I was in a recent class. I try to take classes as many as I can, you guys. It's just important to always learn. And clair delusional. When I first heard this one, I started laughing in the class, and she was like looking at me like, I'm not kidding. I was like, are you shitting me? Clair delusional. And this is a thing. And the more you're in the spiritual community, the more you realize that people get God complexes. They get this, I am everything and you can't do what I do. And here's me saying, yes, you can. Everybody can. And it is so fun. And this is the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be joyful. I've sat in classes with people extremely serious, and I can't, because first of all, I don't assimilate the information as well. If I am having a great time and I can bring that energy in, I can assimilate information pretty well. But when somebody's going to be super serious and you've got to write all these notes and you have to remember these chants and this prayer goes there and this goes that and this does that, you've lost me, because this is where I reside. And this is why I'm online, because when I first started talking to Metatron, he was like, do you enjoy what you do too? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And that is what he was talking about. He's like, this should be fun. This is where we find our high vibration. This is where we find our love for doing this, for helping other people and being there and being somebody that's available to, that seems available. And hopefully I come across as available to be able to be level-headed about this. But the clairdelusional, really, after I started to think about it, there are a lot of people that get so wrapped up in this that they think that they're the only one that can change the world. And that is so not true. We change the world together. But we all have to be on the same page. If we're all fighting, that isn't how to change the world. But it is a thing. People, if you sit back and you look at some of the teachers that are out there, and this is, they're very few and far between like this, but they do have that. Some of them have this complex where they just go, you can't learn anything from anybody else. My way's the right way, and I can change everything. So that's clairdelusional. Is that like cult leader type? Kind of. Kind of. So I just thought that was really interesting when she talked about it in the class. I'm like, I am so taking that. I'm so taking it because it really was interesting. Okay. I love this. Okay, so I'm going to show this. This is Lisa Phillips, sorry. My grandfather smoked Kent cigarettes, and they have a very distinct smell. Yes, I do. I always smelled it until I started looking for it, but I know he's near whenever I smell it. Yeah. That is it. That's clairalience. That's clairalience. How cool. How cool. That he can give you that validation. Okay. Oh, you changed your profile. Okay, I see it. I see it, Erin. Okay, so let's go through. I'm going to go through here. Wow, you know what's really nice about this, you guys, is I can see the feed. I can see the feed. So you know what? I can invite people on. Copy. Oh, wait, no, I can do this. Show. I think I can do that. You guys see it? Oh, no. Oh, show. No, it's not going to do it. Chat is ready to display messages. Okay, no, that's not going to do it. Okay. Wow. Good grief. Okay, so I can do this. Let me do this. What I like about this profile, you guys, is there's a link right there. And I don't know why it's showing. Oh, there we go. And off to Facebook. Okay. So what you can do is you can click that link. What we didn't like about the other profile, the other platform, was I couldn't get people on that were on mobile or tablets. So it seems like people can get on with both here. So this is the platform that I'm kind of liking at the moment. So if you guys can click on it, I will pull you on screen and let you know what your clairs are, but I'm going to start doing it for those that don't click on. Oh, wait a minute. I heard something. I heard something. I don't know what I heard, but I heard something. Okay. Oh, okay. So you guys, what you do is you click on that link. I can actually see Erin in the feed already. You click on the link, and I will be going through the feed and also giving. Some people can click it. Some people are having trouble. Maybe right click and put it someplace else into another thing. I don't know exactly. Hear my phone going crazy? Hold on. Okay. I actually have a friend that had a very rough day with the storms that are going through. So I will occasionally check my phone. She actually lost a horse in the storms that came through. So, and I don't mean like she didn't find it either. So, all right. So this is going to go really quickly, you guys. So if you guys can get it to work, I know a couple of people had to try a couple different times. If it doesn't click, right click on it, copy and paste it into a new browser and see if that helps. Okay. So let's go with Erin. Hi, Erin. How are you today?
Hey.
I like this one better, and this is actually Restream. So it's going to where is it going to? YouTube.
YouTube and Facebook.
And Periscope. I've never used Periscope before, so whatever. Okay, so let's talk about this really quickly. First of all, I want to talk about your throat chakra, and I don't know why they want to talk about your throat chakra, but hold on a second. This is also very attached to, okay. Oh, talking to yourself. Okay, I gotcha. So they're showing this throat chakra, work, and then they're giving me auditory. So that's self-talk. So make sure you're talking to yourself really good. Don't let negative crap leak in, because that is something I think you need to readjust anyways on some of the ways you think about yourself and talk to yourself. Pay attention to your pronouns, because that's a big thing. And they also want to talk about your guardian angel that's staying in pretty close to you as well. So if you start to feel a presence in the room, just know that that's guardian angel, and they're just kind of being like steering you in the right direction. And then a little bit of the clear audience, but then a little bit of channeling. They're talking about channeling. That's the blue throat chakra. They're talking about being a channel. So something to look into. So awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Have a great afternoon.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye. I need to stop hitting that button so quickly. Okay. I think so. Okay. So we have Rachel. I think it said spoken Rachel. Yeah, I see her. Okay. I thought it was just a still picture, but her picture froze. If you guys are having trouble, you can't get it on your phone, try turning your phone sideways, you guys. Sometimes that will work. I don't know. Sometimes it'll work. Okay. So let's bring on Rachel. Rachel, right? Rachel or Raquel?
Hi. Raquel.
Okay. It was one or the other. Okay. First thing I want to talk about for you is clairvoyance. I think you have a great imagination. And they're talking about colors for you as well. You could very well do auric viewing on a clairvoyant level. Maybe not visually against the wall. Some people can, some people can't. But they're talking about colors with you and being able to pick out. Actually, they're talking about being able to pick out. With claircognizance, as well as to when you feel other people's illnesses and pick up if somebody else is sick around you, that you could pick that up. Not actually the actual illness, but you could pick up the symptoms. Does that make sense to you?
Completely.
Okay. So, but slow down. The clairvoyance with color would really come in handy for chakra viewing as well, and balancing chakras and color therapy. So that would be really interesting for you to look into if it's not something you already do. So
thank you.
You're very, very welcome. You have a wonderful afternoon.
You too, Lisa. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. This is going pretty quickly, you guys. So, Linda, I don't see your, I'm going to click on this, but I don't see anything on it. I just see you there. So maybe up there, I see something. There you are. Hi, Linda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. They're talking right now about clairsentient and claircognizant being a big deal right now, because they're giving me a feeling of stress and anxiety coming up through the chest here. So taking in all the energy that's going around you, maybe not grounding as well as you could be, will cause headaches for you right now. So make sure you're taking care of your, do you have what?
I had one earlier.
Okay, yeah. So just make sure you're taking care of your energy and really grounding yourself really good. And they show potted plants. I don't know if you, I have like the black thumb of death. I cannot grow a potted plant to save my soul. So maybe forcing some bulbs or something in the house just to bring in light and color into the house. Or sunflowers. That's so funny because, I never remember things. And your guide's like, sunflowers. Oh, wait, we talked about sunflowers before. So, yeah, bring in some sunflowers and some color.
I have. It's so funny. Since then, I brought in sunflowers, and I transplanted all my plants in my house.
Awesome. Keep grounding, though. Keep grounding.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I'll talk at you later. Bye-bye. Okay, so now I see, and I'm sorry, if you guys can get on, I'm glad. And if you guys can't, I'm super sorry. We're just going to run through. I'm going to do 2 more people here on the live, and then I'll go through and just start chucking out you guys' clairs that you can start looking into. The first one we're going to do here is Sam Ashbrook. Hi, Sam. How are you? She's like, shit.
I was like, hey, hi.
She's like, she ambushed. Okay. How are you today?
Good, how are you?
Oh,
Great.
I've got to get rid of this thing here, though. I've got to get rid of that thingy. Hold on. What did I do? Wow, there's a lot of people commenting. Okay. Oh, no. What do I do? I got to figure it out. Oh, I'll just go over here and do this. Okay. That'll be better. Okay. All right. So, because I can't figure out how to get the other thing off there. All right. So I want to talk to you about, first of all, your guidance. You have a profound presence of Archangel Michael that stays with you. And I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but he's talking. When I have Archangel Michael come in, my bottom lip actually vibrates. It's the weirdest feeling on the planet, but it's how I know that he's around. And he's talking about I don't even know why he wants to talk about walking over mud puddles, walking over them, stepping over them instead of walking through them. I think that you probably pick the hard way to do things sometimes. And he's like, geez, can we just find the easy way to do stuff sometimes and not really try to stress ourselves so much? So he's really trying to push you. And he's talking about claircognizant and clairsentience for you as well, where you'll actually just get this knowing that you need to be doing something or know that you need to call somebody. That's going to be really important for you. And I know clairsentience maybe doesn't sound like it's really crazy and amazing, but I have to tell you, just an instant knowing of an answer is really, truly fabulous. It helps a lot in life. So he's saying really trust your gut with a very small amount of clairvoyance that you can grow if you'd like.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So that means you're an empath. So,
yeah.
Okay, awesome. Just clarifying. So, all right. You have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. I got to figure it out. There we go. Okay. Felt like Shanghai. Okay. All right. So I have Cheryl. And let's see. I have to figure out how to do this. And then I'm going to go over here, you guys, and I'm going to start running through the list here. Okay. I do like this thing to bring people on. How are you today, Cheryl?
Great. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So they're talking very much about your clairaudience, and I want to talk about the fact that you've changed the way you talk to yourself over the last couple of years. It's almost like you have an awareness of maybe I'm better than this, or maybe I don't need to do that. I don't know if you're working on manifesting things differently or whatever, but there's like some self-awarenesses that have been going on that you've shifted the way you thought about yourself, because I feel like you held some childhood thought processes about yourself until a certain time, and then you went, well, hell, you know what? Why would I think like that? I have more power than that. So they're actually giving you some accolades about that, going, woohoo, that's really awesome. Because they're talking about this clairaudience that you have, that self-talk. And what it is you have a shift going on where you're actually listening to your guides more than you're actually talking to yourself. So they become stronger as you get older. And I'm finding this more and more as people, I'm sorry, I'm talking really fast. As people grow and we age a little bit more, we start to realize what's really important and what is just bullshit anymore. So you're moving away from the bullshit. You're moving into a higher vibration in your life. The more you do that, the more you're going to hear your guides talk. And then you can just follow your gut instinct on that. Follow your pronouns on that. Are you saying you and me, or I and we? You know, how are you talking to yourself? Because you're never going to call yourself you. Okay? So pay attention to that. And I also need you to know that there's a taste. I actually get a sensation of taste, and it feels like spaghetti sauce for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like something that would stir a memory. They're talking about a food is what they're saying. So just make sure that you pay attention to if you are all of a sudden, having some issues, you're like, what the heck is that? And it may stir a memory, and that'll come with clairalience as well, where you'll get the sensation of smell with that too. So
yeah, I've had the smell thing. I've smelled like flowers that aren't there. And
it's very all tied together. Of course, those two senses are very tied together, but they really they like the way you're talking to yourself at the moment. they're showing it in 3 degrees, by the way. They're showing it as an early life where maybe not so great. You didn't talk to yourself so great. And then you're in this portion right now that you're doing pretty good. You're doing pretty good. And then they're talking later on, you'll have a higher knowledge where you're actually going to pay more attention. And I think this is like the cusp, because now there's an awareness that you're going to go, what the heck am I saying to myself that I don't really care about, that I shouldn't be saying? And it's going to be a filter now. You're going, what the heck? So I think you're coming into an age of awareness, which I think is amazing. So
Yeah, I think so too.
awesome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you too.
All right. Bye-bye. I'm going to do this one last one here because I already have stuff for her, and it's Isis. And then I swear I'm coming over to the side here and start talking to people. I swear. Okay. Isis,
Hi.
angels, girl. Angels, how are you?
Good.
I really, and it's not just any angel, it's Metatron. I actually have Metatron going, pay attention, pay attention. So pay attention to sacred geometry that's going to be coming down the pike to you. You're going to see something that's going to really spark some interest in you, and you're going to be like, oh, and I feel like it's going to be like crystal or something that has a sacred geometry on it, and it's a high vibrational type of thing. So make sure that you feel free to bring that into your home. Cleanse it, of course, before you bring it. But and they're also talking about clear audience. So not only are you going to have flashes and impressions of people talking to you, but I think that you might hear them in the middle of the night here and there as well as you start on your really strengthening on your journey. That will fade. Don't worry about that. Don't worry that there's anybody standing in your bedroom, blah, 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 blah. They can't do anything. They're fine. They're just in for a visit. And a lot of times what happens is these people that are opening up, and this is the issue I had, were lighthouses. So all sorts of stuff may filter through your house. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's okay. I just think you have a broad spectrum of stuff that's going to be opening up. So you have quite a few clairs, clairvoyance, clairaudience, angel communication. I think you have a lot of really great stuff coming. So yay.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I will talk at you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys, let's go over here for the people that could not get on. I'm so super sorry. You should see how many comments I have. I absolutely love it, but I am way behind. I could use an assistant. No, not really. Okay, so I'm going to start calling out clairs as I see them. I'm going to put your little face up here on the screen, and that way I get a better picture. Michelle Hickenbottom, I actually, right out the gate, get angels, smell, clairalience, and clairaudient. Now, as I'm going through these, you guys just know that if it's not something you're experiencing yet, know that it is always something you can build on. And just because I say I pick up one thing doesn't mean you can't have something else. Like I said earlier, nobody can actually 100% tell you absolutely how you're going to do your spiritual journey. It's yours. Okay, so moving on. That's Michelle Hickenbottom. I did Teresa Gibbs earlier when she was very patient with me earlier. Janae Thompson, I want to talk about channeling, being a channel, and clairaudient. Those will be very, very, very prominent with you. I'm just moving on down the list, you guys. So we have Kim White. I want to talk to you about Archangel Michael. He's with you quite often, and he's helping guide you through some things. And claircognizant is a big deal for you, picking up on other people's pain and illness and things like that, which is wonderful for a healer. Moving on. Kimberly White, Trisha Walker. We'll do Trisha Walker. Trisha Walker. Self-talk, talking to yourself, hearing other people in your ear. Impressions of other people, and also this clairsentience, this awareness of other energies around you where you can actually reach out and feel them, and empath as well. Amy Taylor. You know, for whatever reason, Amy, I have one guide that I'm working with now. It's actually an Archangel, Ezekiel, and I am not quite sure what he does yet, but I know it's online. I can look up what he's an Archangel of. Ezekiel with an E, he's very specific about that. But as soon as I click on your name, I know that he is coming forward to say he's there to help you. Please go check out what he does, Ezekiel, and see what he works with. But he's also talking about angel communication and clairvoyance. Moving on. There's a lot of people. Tammy Begalski, you know what? Begalski. It's a big word. Tammy, I should get it. I really should. Mine's Lipinski. Let's see. Clairsentient. The first thing they're talking to me about is high anxiety levels, and maybe not grounding as well as you should be to drain some of this out and release some of this, because I immediately I have one spot that I know when somebody is anxious. I get it right here. Why would I get that there? Maybe because I get a cold sore there when I get anxious. But I do know that when I get that feeling right there, that it has to do with high energy, high vibration, picking up other people's stuff, collecting it. So make sure you're taking care of that. Teresa Werner. Clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizance, clairvoyance. Sorry, I have to double check on my friend. No. Okay. I'm going to see who I've got. Carol Ann. Jeepers. A strong sense of clairvoyance and clairaudient. Lisa Phillips. Another strong sense of clairvoyance and channeling. Leanne Duncan. I don't even know if people are still on here, you guys. I'm starting at the top, and there is tons of them, and I'm just going through. Hopefully they catch it on the rebound if not. Clairsentient, empathic, and mediumship. It is just a hard day for my friends. Sorry. Okay, moving on. It would be boring if we all looked the same. I did Lisa Phillips. I did not do Mary Duvall yet. Numerology would be an aspect that would work really well for you. They throw numbers out, angel numbers, numerology, and astrology would be really it's something you've done in past lives. It would really associate well with you. And also a strong sense of empath. Kathy Housen. Girl, you're dynamic. You cover the clairs. I think I did Trisha. Penny Moose, how are you today? Clairaudient. You see me? I was like, that's annoying. Clairaudient. What is that? Clairaudient, and the other thing I want to say is claircognizant, where you can pick up on other people's pain, when people are suffering, when you need to talk to them. But I also want to talk about the elemental aspect to you, where you could actually sit in nature and work with the elementals on a very basic level. That's really cool. Wow, I'm really far down in the feed. Maybe I should go down to the bottom because, I'm talking like a long way. I'm still scrolling. Okay. Starting from the bottom now. Edwin Walker. Empathic and claircognizance. I don't know what that one is. This is how they let me know someone's claircognizant. I actually feel like someone has carpal tunnel. I do not have carpal tunnel. Clairaudient as well as a minor. Amanda, how did I get so far? Oh, okay. Amanda Gibbs. Another person that Michael is very, very prevalent with, always walking with you. Your guardian angel stays very, very close. Clairaudient. And Metatron has been trying to talk to you, but you're not listening. And the reason I know that is because he got me the 2x4 across the back of the head. He's like, it's a thing. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I clicked to something. Debbie Miller Gill. I have to go back up in the feed. First of all, Debbie, I want to say Starseed to start off with, because they're giving me a very high vibrating energy here. They want to talk about channeling, and they also want to talk about clairaudient and clairvoyance. Okay, moving back up through the feed because now I can't keep up with the bottom. It's ridiculous, ridiculous. Okay, we'll start here. Tina Shelton. Clairvoyance, and they talk about your smile. They talk about your kindness and your smile and your clairsentience, as well as they talk about your ability to listen and negotiate through things, but they're not really calling it clairaudient. I don't know what they're talking about. But these are all skills. These are all skills. Okay, Kathy Brown. I know she can't click it. This is just... I feel so bad. Some people can click it, some people can't. Clairvoyance, Kathy, is a big deal for you. Clairvoyance. Carol Ann. Oh, I've done her. I've done her. I've done her. I've not done Karen George. Dynamic. Very dynamic. Clairvoyance, clairaudient, claircognizant as well. Done her, done her, done her, did him. Nancy Bulliard. Clairvoyant, empathic, and your guides say you're holding yourself back. They're like, there's a barrier. They're trying to break through a barrier. So something to work on. I don't know where the link went. Okay. I did Tina. Miriam. Let's see, Miriam Sandoval. I'm going to do a couple more, you guys. Miriam Sandoval. Claircognizant, where you can pick up on other people's issues. Most often when we run across this, you guys, it's because I feel like, you have a friend that tells you they don't feel good, and then that friend doesn't feel good. That's that kind of thing. But also angel communication. All right. Katie Garethy. Anxiety, they're talking about making sure you're grounded in plenty because you're an empath and you have a hard time sometimes deciphering what's somebody else's and what's yours. So make sure you're taking care of that clairsentience part of yourself. They're talking about the clairvoyance and the clairaudience as well. Okay, couple more. Brenda Wright. Clairaudient, and they're talking about your ability to calm people by talking. I really think you'd be great at like recording maybe meditations or something. And clairvoyance. Lisa Huber. Another clairsentient that needs to ground a little bit more, but also clairvoyant. And flashes, in quick flashes. Okay, where am I at here? Okay, I can go through some more. Where am I? Karen Ewers. Clairaudient. Make sure you're talking to yourself really well. I don't know why they show you singing. And clairvoyance. Samantha Moore. Another empath with anxiety, picking up other people's stuff. An angel communication, by the way. I've done her. All right, I'm looking. Let's do this one, and then I'm going to have to call it, you guys. Okay, Luann Therault. Get a strong sense of feeling with you, but a lot of clairaudience and clairvoyance. They're very connected. Okay, guys. You sing a lot. Okay. That helps. That helps. I am gonna jump off here for the evening. I like this platform. I think this will probably be the one I use. I like being able to invite people online. Don't forget that I do have the Late Bloomers Intuitive Development class coming up. So if you're interested in learning more about your clair, yes, this is a sales pitch. If you're interested in learning more about your clair, I suggest the class. This is our second time doing this class, and it is a 3-month class, but we hold a class each week. And at the end of that 3 months, you are reading for people. It's totally guided on to what order. I actually argued with my guides about this on what order I did the classes. And at the end, I was like, oh, now I understand why. So if you're interested in it, you guys, you can always find it at mymysticallife.com. On the front page, there's a little box down there that says, this is where you go to do that. But if not, hey, it's all good. I'm just happy to be on here helping people understand what we have going on in our life and how to better handle some of the things. Taking care of our energetic field, knowing how to do the basics is so important. And this is, if you're using your clairs and you're not using your basics, then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So anyhow, I will talk to you guys later. I appreciate you guys spending time with me here online, and I will be on tomorrow as well, I'm sure. And we'll be talking about something a little bit different tomorrow as well. So don't forget, you can find everything I do at mymysticallife.com, and I will talk to you guys later. I figure out how to shut this off this time. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, guys. Have a great night. Bye.